It's Friday. Hello, everyone. We made it through another week. And so what do people do on weekends? Some of us read. Some of us dance, go dancing with friends, right? Some of us also travel. And so we're going to be talking about all those three things that people do on the weekends. That's today on Kababayan LA. This is America's first and only daily talk show for and about the Filipinos. My name is Janelle Sawyer, Kababayan in Los Angeles. And today I want to introduce you to another Kababayan. I would say that you're a Kababayan pride, Romel, because you have a passion and you're pursuing it, and you are trying to help fellow Kababayans.
Correct.
Romel is a publisher, and they just published a book called
The Greatest King.
The Greatest King is a book on...
It's a Christian-based children's book, and it gears towards mostly with Christians and for kids that we try to educate and introduce Christianity and Jesus Christ to children.
And this is such a noble thing, to do, to introduce Christ to children. How young is too young for us to be talking to our kids about Christ?
I think it's always basing on how you build a foundation. Like when children are exposed to so many things, you have to right away tell them what's right and wrong. And considering that it's a noble value, like faith and belief into something good, we think we have to start really early and build this foundation. As they grow up, they tend to understand what's the difference between right and wrong.
I've seen a copy of the book. I've read it. It's really interesting. It's very colorful. So it's nice to read to kids at night, right?
Right.
But I know that this wasn't an easy process for you, although this is a noble thing to do.
It was quite a long process because you have to understand it's self-publishing. We don't have a big publishing company backing us up. So we have to understand that, from writing process to uploading the file to editing to proofreading and to actually see the final printing, that takes a long process. But then again, at the end of the day, you see the results. You see children happy, and they get really excited with the colorful images of the book.
Right,
so that gives you a certain push to do it, to get motivated.
And I'm proud to announce that also there are two Filipinos behind the book, which are the authors.
In fact, his name is Jerry Ching. He used to work with Disney for 10 years, so he knows the ins and outs of graphics, of images, and storytelling. And Mike as well is into writing children's stories. So now Jerry Ching is based in Singapore, but Mike is in New York. So I am now assigned with distribution, marketing, and publicity. But all the way, they're supporting the book. And
yes, one is from Singapore, one is from New York. You're here. I imagine that it's difficult to connect because of the time difference.
It does.
Even with technology.
Skyping and all that, you have to wake up extra early.
Exactly.
But then again, it's all worth it at the end of the day.
Yeah, and it's tedious, a long process. Tell me about going first into pitching this to different publications, because I know that it's not something that they welcome right away, right?
Initially, when you give them a call, like, hey, I have this children's book, it's Christian-based, and they get interested. Like, hey, you know what, you can drop it off and let me take a review. So after a few days or a week, you call them, you follow up, and you ask them, hey, any updates in the book? And they said, like, oh, you know what, we cannot carry this book, it's too religious. Well, at the back of my mind, I totally understand with, like, in school, we try to shun out Christianity and religion, faith, as well in politics. But then again, it at times extends to the home. We tend to forget about it because our environment does not allow us to talk about it. So this book, we wanted to put this into the lives of children really young, and they will be exposed. They'll have a choice about their faith, gives them an idea of what they want, if they want to embrace Christianity or Catholicism or any faith in general. So.
Right. And what's nice about this is even when the big publishers, publishing houses were rejecting you in a way, because this was the pitch, right? You did not stop there.
I mean, because when you have people give them a sample of a book, you see their eyes at some point glitter, and they always say it's interesting because of the story of the book, the images, and how simple it is for kids to understand. But then again, when they understand the value behind the book and the lesson behind it, that's where you see glimmer of hope.
Would you say that was the thing that encouraged you to just self-publish?
Yes, it's always a push to do it because you see the effect. You wanted to spread the faith in general or the religion in general. So that's what we're pushing in.
Aside from facing rejection from publishing houses, have you also faced any negative comments, perhaps, from other religions that
For as of the moment, it's a bit welcoming. You get surprised because I guess they don't say really bad things about it.
Yes.
But maybe just tend to brush it off. But then again, they appreciate it, the effort behind it.
Right.
Even I have a friend, my coworker, who is Jehovah's Witness, and he saw the book, and it's not really inclined with how they teach the faith.
Yes.
But then again, he was glad that there's something like that. At the end, you still teach children, you educate people.
Values,
So
even though we have different religions, we have some core values that are all similar and the same with every religion, right?
Which is the tolerance, love for others, and that's somewhat basic that everybody embraces. So it's really, really nice.
So for the parents out there, what do you suggest? Like if my niece is 4, maybe I'll read this to her.
We have 2 options. You can either do an ebook, you can download the book for some techie parents and for some techie kids with iPad and all that.
Yes.
So we have an ebook. They can do that. And for parents who want to sit down by their children at night and just read a book, browse through it and skim through it, then we can also have the hard copy of the book.
Right.
So that parents have an option how they want to introduce the faith.
Yes, and give it as a gift too, right?
It can be a gift, and that's what we were thinking during Christmas, and and it helped. It helped that parents have an option of this book to their children, educating their children. So
that sounds
really nice.
good. But you're not stopping here as well. You're thinking of a series. Are you doing a full series?
We are starting right now with bookstores, and then actually we have a fundraising for Catholic schools or Christian schools or nonprofit orgs that they can get like $2 for every book purchased online, or they get $3 for the actual book that they purchase. So that's open to Christian schools, nonprofit organizations. Now, as we move after that, we're thinking of doing a sequel.
Right.
Like maybe the young prince moves out of, goes into the city maybe. We have nothing yet in mind, but we're playing on the idea that we try to expand the environment of the young prince exposed to different environment and situations.
Yes. Before we forget, I read the book, so I know. Talk to us about the topic. Like, what is the story?
What happened was, this is a young prince. He's bratty. He wants to have his own way and all that. And then as the father realized it's not helping him out, he told the kid, or the prince, like, go out and look for the greatest king. So as he traversed all around, he saw 3 otherworldly kings. The king of plants, where he controls the environment. There's the king of entertainment, which we all are exposed to, television, with Xbox and all that. And then last is the king of strength. And then they said, like, you know what? We are not the greatest king. All of the 3 considered we're not the greatest king. We'll introduce you to him. So they all went down to Bethlehem, and that's when he saw Jesus Christ in the manger. It's like a humble king in a barn, while others enjoy luxury and all that.
And also being king is now being of service to others.
Service to others.
Wonderful.
Yes. So.
Yeah. Beautiful message. That's the number to call on the screen. I imagine if we call, then you can let us know how to order, where to order if you want the book or the ebook. And
also they can avail, like I said, like with the fundraising project for their own organizations so that we can help. We can have like a collaboration.
Yes. Thank you so much, and more power to you. God bless.
Thank you very much.
Yes. From reading to traveling, and that's what we'll do next when we return on Kababayan LA. Don't go away.